Good morning and welcome to the fifth quarter Northern Arizona Style. It's a great Friday morning. I'm happy to be here. I'm your co-host, Danny Neal, wishing everybody a good morning. And as always, I want to bring in my co-host, the man that's out there working hard this morning. He got that Pepsi tournament going on. He got teams playing. He's just doing everything. He got the youth basketball going. He got adult athletics going. He got all kind of stuff going. But Coach made it this morning. My guy, the man known all over Northern Arizona, known all over the state of Arizona as a winner of the Coach of the Year award a few years ago. My man, the coach, Tyrone Johnson. Good morning, man. How you doing?
Morning, man. I appreciate that introduction, man. That's a little heavy, but I appreciate it. How you doing this morning? I am
Yes,
at the Pepsi tournament.
you're working at the Pepsi tournament. Are you not
I
working with
am.
youth basketball league? Are you not doing adult athletics?
I am.
So what I lie about?
Yeah.
That ain't heavy, man. You heavy.
I didn't
You,
say
you,
you lied. I just said that was a lie.
what did the man tell you yesterday? Tyrone Johnson is a great man.
Hey,
Hey,
man.
man. Everybody says.
I surround myself with great people. You know what I mean? That's all.
Well, I try to do the same too. So that's why, I kind of hang out with you. Some of this stuff will rub off on my old age self, and maybe I'll look young again. I'll be spry. It feel good again, man. But
Hey,
anyway,
man. You wear your age well, man. You don't look a day over
don't start.
51.
51? I'll take that. I'll
51.
take that. But Coach, today is a little bit different from all other days, just in the fact that we don't have a guest today. We did have one planned, but obviously I think he got another job, so he's working two jobs right now. So I think that money during the Christmas time is a little bit more important than us. So it's just me and you, man. It's just you and me and you. Hey, did you just freeze up then, or was you just
You're a
staring at
fool,
me?
man.
So, but
I'm
anyway, what's
look.
that?
Can you hear me?
I
Am I
can't.
freezing?
You one time you did, but you unthawed, so you good.
All right, look, we're gonna just do this mobile. We're just gonna do this how we do it. I'm gonna try and make sure I got some type of reception.
Okay, all right, all right.
And
So where we at?
I'm gonna do like
Living
John
room.
Madden used to do. I'm gonna stand up, but I may have to sit on something so you can see me. All right, let's do this.
Hey man, you know how bad your back is. You can't do that the whole show.
Hey man, I can.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
strong.
okay, okay. Don't worry about it. I'll be up there in about an hour after the show, and I'll bring some heating pads and some ice packs. So you'll
I
be
would
all right.
appreciate that.
I'm that kind of guy, man. But like I said, we don't have a guest today, so it's just me and you doing what we do, talking, laughing. But I do have some questions for you.
I got
Once
some
I
answers
find,
for you.
I know that. I'm not worried about that. But anyway, man. First of all, how's the Pepsi tournament going?
Oh man, Pepsi tournament is going good in terms of everything's been on time. All the teams showed up. You know, before we started, we had a team coming out of Texas that looked to be a pretty solid team, and so they canceled. And then after they canceled, we had to start looking to do some other things, and so they were actually in our bracket. And I was looking forward to matching up and playing them, and so once they dropped, we just had to start doing some other stuff. But everything is going well right now in terms of the Pepsi and how it's running. We got great support from administration. Our booster clubs are doing a great job in terms of hospitality room and just getting everything going and helping out in concessions. And we got some student workers that are doing gates. And so everything is going good.
Yeah, man, and there's some quality teams here this year, as always. So, yeah, man, there's been some really good games, some overtime games, and so yeah, man, it's been a really good tournament once again thrown on by the boys and girls clubs teams here at Flagstaff High School. So kudos to you, kudos to Coach Walton, kudos to Miss Brandel and the administration, and all everybody just pitched in, man. Pepsi for sponsoring the tournament as they do every year, and we just
Yeah,
look forward to it every year. So,
Yeah,
but
now we
other than
definitely
that,
appreciate Pepsi sponsorship. It's a good tournament every year. With them just sponsoring and supporting us like that. And in total, coach, we got I want to say it's 25 teams out here. We got
man,
on the girls' side, we do got with somebody from Nevada, Henderson. They from Henderson, Nevada, and it's Green Valley High School. They brought their girls and boys tournament. They brought their girls and boys teams out rather.
mhm.
And so that's always nice. We go to their tournament at the end of this month. And then the boys have another team, Bonanza from Las Vegas. And then the boys got a team from California out. And of course, we got teams from 2A on up to 6A playing. So
Right.
just a great field and a great time.
That's right. And this year when we go to is it Green Valley where we go for the tournament in
Yep, yep.
Henderson? This year you go as the defending champions. So went down to Vegas last year, won that whole tournament in overtime, as a matter of fact. So going back this
Yeah.
year with a target on our back. So it's nice. It's going to be fun, and I hope the girls are ready for it.
Oh yeah, and that should be fun. Just going back as the defending, top bracket champion. But it's a different team, and so we got to make sure that we play within ourselves and we do what we need to do. That particular squad last year in that game, I mean, we were down by 19.
Right. Out.
Graceland was in foul trouble, you know what I mean? Sage stepped up and had a big game. Everybody was stepping up. We tied it, and then we took it in overtime, and so uh, that was fun. And so this
It
year
was.
we'll go, and they get teams from Alaska and
Right.
Oregon and just all over the country, and typically they get some teams with some of the top players in the country, and so that one's always fun.
Yep. It was good. And of course, we look forward. You always have the opportunity to exhibit my driving skills.
Oh
it,
Lord, Father have mercy, help us all.
Man, I've had a couple fender benders when we went to Hamilton, but I mean, we went to Henderson. Wasn't that much, and it was all right. It was all right.
The thing of it is see something, say something. That's what I'm gonna tell anybody out here that's watching. See something, say something. Cause the last fender bender he was in, he whipping, we going to the ATM or whatever, So he whipping it just like he in his I'm gonna say his old Pathfinder, because he used to whip that, real good. And there was some parking spaces off in front of us off to the right to where he could have just pulled in and pulled through so he could pull out and wouldn't have to back up. And I was gonna say something, but I didn't want to be that nagging person. So I was like, you know what? He a grown man. He know how to do this. And boy, when he backing out, bloom. I'm like, oh Lord, here we go.
In the school van, no less. Huh? In the school van. So, yes, indeed. I see you over there talking to somebody. What? One of them girls coming in there bothering you?
Uh-uh. That's one of our future guests,
Who's that?
Coach Walton.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. There's Coach Walton hanging out. But
Yeah,
yeah, we should have just brought him in on the end of the day anyway.
yeah, he one of our future guests. We gonna get him on here.
Yes,
We
indeed. Yes.
Hey, we gonna get him on here and we gonna grill him because he's talking about if he ever get on, he gonna tell the truth about you. So I ain't gonna let him do that.
I think he better all tell the truth about you. Look at, hey, coach.
Now, let me tell you.
Hey,
What's up?
man.
Hey,
We gonna get you on as a
I
guest.
haven't
Tell the
seen you in
truth.
the hospitality room yet. That's where I expect you to be during these tournaments. Heaven forbid we be in the gym working.
Well, somebody has to watch the hospitality room, coach. And that's me. That's me.
Yeah, you is hospitality for sure.
I am, man. I am. I thought that's gonna be my next job, shaking hands at Walmart. So that's my
Oh,
future. That is my future. But anyway, so the Pepsi's going, man, is going really good. Great crowds. I mean, crowds have been great. You hear all this negativity about how crowds on the officials, and I mean, it's actually a lot of these people with these tournaments know a lot of these officials, and just the banter and the talking back and forth. It's a friendly and fun environment. And yes, I mean, there's some disagreements with some calls that the officials make, but it hasn't been nothing flagrant or anything. Everyone has really been showing great sportsmanship. and that's just kudos to these kids and their parents.
Yeah, no, I think we do get good crowds. You're gonna get oh, come on, ref. You're gonna get
Right.
that. That's just normal atmosphere, but it hasn't been anything belligerent or disrespectful or anything like that. And so we appreciate that and just, hope the support continues in the correct way.
Right. That's right. So, yeah. So hey, you get a chance, get out to the Pepsi, check it out. Good going today, tomorrow. Championship games tomorrow in the boys and girls divisions. Great basketball, fun time. So if you get the opportunity, come out and check out some good basketball. It's a good time. And while you're doing that, also, if you like what we're doing here, please, hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit us up. Something happened at the Pepsi that you saw that you want to talk about, or ask Coach Johnson a question about, sitting right here, right now. So it's your opportunity to maybe ask him something most of the time. So
Always.
so please stop in. And we're mentioning all the things that you're doing, Coach, and youth basketball league. We're in the thick of that right now. Started practices this week. Um, we got second and third grade division, fourth, fifth grade division, middle school division, which consists of sixth, seventh, eighth grade, and all of those divisions are almost full. So, just came in, man, running that program and keeping it going, and the kids loving it. And so that's exciting time for you, man. So keeping you
It
busy
is,
also.
and I think with the youth basketball program, the exciting thing is that you're getting your hands on it a little bit more like you used to, and you just can work your magic with that. And we just appreciate your excitement and enthusiasm about just getting back in the helm and really running it
Yeah.
and making sure that it goes smooth and correct, and coaches are aware, parents, teams, and just looking forward to a great season. This will be the first season back COVID that the kids get to play without a mask, and so I think we got 8 teams in each division, and so nice
Right.
turnout. And so looking forward to really getting things going. And like I said, practices started, so um, either this week or next week is first practices for teams, and so we're here.
Yeah, man, and it's fun. The kids are loving it, and it's a blessing to be able to watch the kids second, third, fourth grade, and on up through high school, which has happened in many, 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 many cases. Um, Even when they transfer to a Winslow or to a Page, and then they come back, and so to see these kids out here playing and enjoying the game of basketball like it should in a pure form is a blessing. So guys get a chance to come out and enjoy some youth basketball. That's going to be happening. There's still some spots open. So if you haven't gotten your in youth basketball, there's still a few spots open. So get to the House Instant Recreation Center and or hit Coach Johnson up, Crystal Warren, or myself, and see what we can do there. Excited too, Coach. But moving right along here, man. I knew it was just gonna be me and you, and I had a couple questions for you, man. We always doing the golden nugget. Now, how you answer? And
I'm ready. Let's go.
yeah, we ain't gonna even do the da 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 because your presence is just felt. We don't need no music. So, okay, my ears is falling out. First question for you, Coach. Now, I don't know a lot of people know it, but you were a very good baseball player, very good football player, very good basketball player. You also
Mhm.
had the letters your freshman year as a quarterback you play from some major schools in the Pac-10 as a quarterback. Am I correct about that?
Yes, sir. You are correct.
Thank you. Which was your favorite sport out of the three?
Which was what?
Your favorite sport out of the three?
I think my favorite sport was ball, and I think that ended up being my favorite sport, just in terms of you got Michael Jordan coming through and you watching his airness and all the documentaries, so on and so forth. So I think ended up being my favorite sport, but I don't think it was my best sport athletically. I think, athletically, baseball and football, I was probably a better athlete in those. Basketball, I had to, do a lot more work in terms of I had shots back in the day. I really had to hone in and work super hard on that. And then
But you can't help me.
I could. I had a shooting band that would have been, look, we'd have been done had our own show if you would have just went along with that shooting band. But since you didn't, here we are. But yeah, I think athletically, basketball was probably my worst sport, but it was my favorite sport.
And so I had one of my next questions is something that you alluded to before I even asked it, and that was, besides your obvious talent, what extra did you have to put in to become a D1 basketball player? I know you mentioned shooting was probably the number one thing, but what else? What do you attribute to the fact of going from that fifth, sixth grader to that D1 player?
Well, I think for me, it really was the fact that we had Cottdale Recreation Center right down the street. Go to Cottdale. You want to play with the older guys. In order to play with the older guys, you had to be able to hold your own. They wouldn't even let you on the court. And
Right.
so just to really try and get into that mix. And we played things like 11 booty and, if you
Explain that.
lose, you're on the wall. And
Okay.
so 11 booty, you play, and then whoever wins, game to 11, the loser, whoever has the lowest score, has to get on the wall, and everybody playing the game gets to hit you with the ball backside. And so I just remember the older guys, Robert Cottrell and some of them, and they wouldn't let me play for the longest. And then now Rob was like, no, let him out here, let him play. He want to play so bad. So I get out there, you know what I mean? And I get blew out, and I'm the one on the wall. And everybody like, oh, he the young guy, they barely hit me, you know what I mean? And man, Robert Cottrell must have reached back and threw the ball so hard, broke me down. I was about crying and everything. So it was moments like that. I said, you know what? I got to get better. I got to get better. That team camp in high school, and really got a chance to start getting some drills and working on my shot and all that type of stuff. So I used to spend hours at Cottdale just shooting against the wall just to get form right, not necessarily shooting at a basket or anything like that. Just shooting, and then just had a mentality that, you know what, I got to outwork people, and so that's what I was doing.
Right, and I used to. That is funny because you mentioned shooting the ball up against the wall for form. Going into Cogdale at that time, you used to see a lot of people standing up against the wall shooting. I'm sure you might have got that from somebody at Cogdale because that happened a lot. And when was the last time you saw somebody go in the gym and do that?
You really don't see that anymore. And even when you're trying to teach somebody, you're trying to teach them form and stuff like that, and the importance of, just getting the form down, everybody wants to make a basket. And so if you're changing your shot and you're working on form and you're missing, your natural inclination is to go back to what was working before. And, when you're changing your form, you may see 20 misses in a row type thing. And then you go back to your old form and you may make 2 out of those 20. And so you think your old form is better. And so instead of shooting on a basket, you pick a spot on the wall and you just working on form, trying to hit that. And you don't have to worry about the mental aspects of misses and makes. And so you really don't see it. These kids need immediate validation in everything that they do. And so that's done going by the wayside, I think.
How much someone else who we need to get on here as a guest is your Uncle Larry Johnson. Larry was a great player at Flag High School. Went on, you followed his footsteps in going to NAU and to the summer pro leagues and all that. How much did Larry have to do with your development, your personal and mental growth?
Well, just LJ, but when I was coming into it, you know what I mean? I think I was like in first grade or something when LJ was in high school. And so then once LJ finished up, well, not even when he was in college, I think I was in like sixth grade, not high school. I think I remember being a little kid up there watching him in the stands and watching him do his thing. And remember when he got his nose broken. My mama and aunt went on the court, just hood. No, they ain't supposed to go on the court. They ran out on the court and everything. So just having memories of that and seeing what he would do and just how he played the game. And then after that, he left to Vegas. And so it was times when I would just really talk to him over the phone, get some advice, some guidance and stuff like that. But, you know, just looking at what LJ did in his high school career and then his college career point and field goal percentage. So he was very efficient, quick, can handle the ball, can shoot it. So, you know, of course you want to try and emulate somebody like that.
And it's funny how y'all pairs went, you know, growing up in Brandon Homes, I mean, how they connected. Growing up in Brandon Homes, went to Flag High. When Flag High went to NAU, both of y'all got your nose broke. I mean, it's you followed him all the way up. All the way through
He
getting your
did.
nose broke.
Yep. I guess so. Now all I got to do is get some championships like him, and then we can have the debates.
Right, and we definitely got to get Larry on. He went on to Vegas. Had a great coaching career, won some state championships. I think he's got a couple players in the pros right now. And so Larry is someone who we definitely have to get on this show, and is one of the not just best athletes, one of the best people and best role models to ever come out of this town. Of course, I guess there's no question. I'm a little bit older than Larry, but I remember playing just in our backyard. We had an old basket nailed to a tree in our backyard. And because yeah, and because we lived right next door to each other, and it was an old wooden backboard we had put up there with a rim nailed to the tree, and that's what we played, dribbled on the rocks and all that out there. And now you talking hood, that's hood. But that's the way we did. And I used to beat Larry up. You know, I mean, I used to play with Larry. Then Larry, as yourself, went to a camp one year, came back like 3-4 inches taller, and the show was over. I left him alone after that. So
yeah, I think his defining moment is he spent one summer in Chicago.
Oh, is that
because we had people back in Chicago, and
right.
he went to Chicago and he played every day. And he said when he came back, he said it was a wrap. Confidence was way up here, and he said it was a wrap.
Well, I remember when he left and when he came back, and like I said, he put on a couple of inches and he took off. He took off. So we definitely have to get him on and let him talk about that. So, but just moving forward. What coming out of high school? What were some of who was really looking at you as far as the recruiting you at that time?
You know, as far as basketball goes, I wasn't necessarily a really high recruit. Again, I had a love for the game. I don't know that I was the most talented player in the country type thing. So I didn't have a whole bunch of schools that were Division I schools connecting with me at that point in time. You know, I had pretty much all the JUCOs here in Arizona. I had one D1. It was Ball State, and you know they wrote me a nice letter and stuff saying that they, you know, liked what they saw, so on and so forth, and they really hoped that I would go to Phoenix College and continue to develop and continue to be a recruitable athlete by them. And so I didn't necessarily have a whole bunch of D1s, but I did have a bunch of JUCOs. And then with that, since I was going to do basketball, I went ahead and went the JUCO route. And then once I went the JUCO route, then I started everybody else my first year in college really, you know, recruiting me and getting after me.
And why was it your decision in NAU? Why did you decide to come home?
I came home because I had a baby, man.
My bad, man. I didn't need to get all in your personal business. But hey, that's kudos to you.
No, I honestly, I had a kid. You know, Illy was born, and then that was the thing. I didn't want to be absent.
And you know, that's all jokes aside, and seriously speaking, and I've said this to other people that that's kudos to you because I think you were in probably the same position as another one of our friends, and the fact that you were pretty much guaranteed NBA, CBA, or overseas. You're pretty much guaranteed to go play pro basketball. Am I correct about that?
I don't know if you say guarantee, but I did have options. Yes.
But you put it like this, you were in a good situation,
I was.
basketball wise. And
Uh-huh.
and for you to say no, it's more important. My family is more important to me, says a lot. And it doesn't just stop there because that's the way you handle the girls on our basketball team. No, you take care of what you have to do with family and things like that. So for you to come back home and put your family before everybody else, even though you could be making billions and billions of dollars now. um, was commendable, and for what you've done for the city of Flagstaff is you made the right decision for Flagstaff, Arizona, and the community here. And so I'm sure that, like the mayor said, we got a great man in our presence, and so you made the right decision for the city of Flagstaff. And your family. There's no doubt about that. Now if you were just gonna be selfish, you'd have probably been somewhere playing. You'd have been
You
somewhere
fool,
playing
man.
right now. But I'm glad you wasn't selfish and you thought about your family and you thought about us. So we appreciate you, Coach.
Hey man, that's a little too much kudos. I did think about my family, really honestly and truthfully. I didn't want to be absentee, and my family has been in turn there for me, and they've been supportive of what I've done in terms of coaching, in terms of work and everything else. And so, they've given back to me probably much more than I've ever given to them. And so, I just appreciate them and their support and their continued support. And so, without them, I really wouldn't be able to have the opportunities that I have. And so, it works both ways. I definitely wanted to be instrumental in their life, but from Julie to Trev and Illy. I mean, they're all very instrumental in my life, and the support that they give me is, second to none. And so I definitely appreciate them.
Right, right. And as soon as the show's over, one of our biggest critics will be Julie, right?
Oh yeah, she's look. We watch this show like I'm watching game film for high school. You know what I mean? And you need to do this, and you need to say this and this. But
So we
kudos that
definitely got
she,
to get. I've been
um,
saying for a while that's got to be one of our biggest
is
shows.
that interested in the show and really gives some feedback.
Right, right, and we got to get her on the show. Just I was telling her at the game the other night.
Hey, if I can get her on, you know what I mean, then it would be good, and she could really just talk to us and
Right.
yeah,
Well, it was
tell us
after the.
about some type of she got a list of topics and everything else.
I know. And after the Mesquite game the other night when you lost by four, when I was walking out the gym, I told you, I say, now see, this is why we need you on the show to tell us what is your house gonna be like tonight when you get home after this loss. And she said, "Oh, he's just gonna be." I'm
Hey
trying to
man,
tell him something like, "You don't know what you're talking
I
about."
leave it on the court. Like I tell the girls, leave it on the court.
That's right.
I leave it on the court.
Right. But I mean Julie's very knowledgeable about basketball also. So it's good to have her here and her critiques and I've talked to her a couple times about the show and she's into it and I appreciate that, man. I do because she knows what she's talking about.
Yep,
So
yep,
so we
absolutely. And you know,
what's that? Oh, I
I
thought you
say
said,
no,
oh,
absolutely.
oh
She
I
she she
know.
definitely enjoys the show. So I think
Right.
she's one of our biggest critics, but she's one of our biggest fans.
I
So
like that.
I appreciate her tuning
Right, right.
in.
We have to get her on the show, because I mean she's been through the whole gamut. She's been with you when you were playing. She's been here with you coaching. She's
Mhm.
been there with the kids. She's been a parent. She's been a coach's wife, a mom of a player. So Julie did the whole gamut of it. So
She definitely is. She
right.
definitely is. And you should see it when the kids were little and we'd be training. She'd be like, "Oh, I want to try that." And so she'd get out and try one of the drills. She'd be like, "Oh, they make it look so easy."
Yes, indeed. She's probably in better shape than everybody on our basketball team too. Yeah, so
Yeah, she fit.
yeah, she get out there and work out, got you eating right and doing the things you're supposed to be doing and
Now
shopping
she
at
tried to get me
Sprouts.
eating right.
She what?
Uh, she tried to get me eating right. I'm a little stubborn, but she tried to do the right thing by me.
Yeah, yeah, you'll still get you a cookie and a piece of cake up.
Yeah, look, the friends I hang around with bring donuts every morning. So
Hey man, sometimes you can't have steak and eggs, so you just got to get that glazed donut. Man. You got to do what you have to do, right? But
yes, sir.
but coach, I know you got to get back over there, get back into the gym and do some things. I got to get ready to get back up there and help you, and at least walk around like I'm helping you. But get to the hospitality room. But but man, this was good, filling up some stuff, letting people know about the real Tyrone Johnson and just what he's been doing, what his life's been like, and the opportunities and successes you've had, which are many, and you continue to keep blessing us, man. And once we get off there, I'm gonna say something stupid to you. I'm gonna talk crazy, but for right now, we just appreciate you, man, and getting in here and doing all these things with you, and for you letting an old guy like me to hang out with you and coach with you and play guy and all that, man. I appreciate you, brother. And so I don't want that. You are one. I say this all the time. I tell folks, oh, I've known them since they were born. And you always come back to me and say, man, you didn't know them since they were born. They were born in Texas. They didn't come here till they was 5. So, okay, I'm sorry. I thought they were born here. I've known them for years. You are one that I can actually say I literally have known since you was born.
Yes, sir.
And
Yep,
you
yep.
can't argue with that one. You can't argue with that one. So I
Nope.
was probably sitting outside when they brought your little ugly behind in the house the first day. So,
You a fool, man. You
but
a
anyway,
fool.
man, it's been nice. We done got a bunch of golden nuggets out you today. And my golden nugget for you, the question for you, my da 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 da. What is it gonna take you to win the championship this weekend?
It's gonna take some better performances than what we've been putting up so far. And with that, really honestly, a serious note, I just want to give a big shout out to MPA. They girls came in yesterday. We played them in the first game of the day, and they performed. They played well. Natalie, a girl, when you talk about knowing somebody since they've been born, we were actually next door neighbors. And, me and Julie remember when they brought her home. I remember seeing Natalie as a little girl out there in the yard, because our backyard backed up to their yard, so on and so forth. And so it was great to see her have a game high of, I think, 13 points yesterday. And Noe, who played flag hoops, and Grace, who played flag hoops, to see them have some success. And they ended up beating us 40-39. And so really, honestly and truthfully, hats off to them.
Right.
And so
Right.
for us to win the Pepsi, we're going to have to play together. We're going to have to be supportive from the bench to anybody on the floor, coaching staff. So we got to pull together and really work in order for us to win, because we do got a good field. We got Sunrise Mountain up here. We got Hamilton, Campo Verde. We got some quality squads, of course, Winslow, Tuba, and all them. And so we got to be ready to play.
That's right. That's right. Well, Coach, hey man, you get on back there and go to work, but I'm you get the last word.
Yep. Hey, again, Coach said if y'all around, come out to the Pepsi. Games are actually going right now. First game started at 8:30, goes all the way through until 8:30 tonight is the last game. So plenty of basketball. Action starts at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Come out. If you have a chance to see some good basketball, boys and girls. But other than that, I don't know what else y'all got to do. But I do know one thing: y'all ain't got to go home. But
you gotta leave here. Peace. See you in a few, Coach.